Okay, testing 1 2, testing 1 2. Hey, Bossum Burf, Smithereens, Fatty Friends, and Encrypted Printer. Happy New Year all, and happy Friday as well. Yeah, it's Friday. Whew. Still not used to streaming on Fridays. Thanks, Fatty. Well, plenty of more Castlevania videos to come. I'll actually be posting another one in the next couple of weeks, so if you like that sort of stuff, then you're in the right place. It's one of my favorite series out there. Hey, Miku! Okay, I think that's probably good enough. There might be some ruffling here. Wrestling, just give me a few minutes. Sound on the game might cut out too. So, welcome everyone to another stream. Friday night stream. Like I said, it's still a little weird that I'm doing these on Fridays and not Thursday. Oops, gotta do something else again. Okay, there we go. Charles Riley, how's it going? Been better, at least I made the stream. I'm sorry to hear that, Miku. Hopefully the stream is good for you. And you have fun, as always. So yeah, we're going to be playing some shoot-em-ups tonight. Specifically ones that are available on Steam. I have 3 in mind specifically, and depending on how I feel, we might take it a little bit farther and do some other games. Just experiment or something like that. I don't know. We might just do these 3 games and that's it. The 3 games in the thumbnail on the bottom left. So we're going to be playing Mushihimesama, that's what we're starting off with here. And I'm actually using a arcade stick. It's basically a Hori EX2 arcade stick for the Xbox 360. The best way to play these types of games, especially the more intense, like bullet hells, like Mushihimesama. But then we're gonna play Deathsmiles. That's been requested by a couple people. I think Andy Author actually recommend or requested Deathsmiles. So I don't know if he's gonna pop in. And then Dariusburst Chronicles CS. Very awesome shooter. Probably one of the best Darius games, honestly. I'm not the biggest Darius fan, but I do have my favorites. I do have ones I like a lot, and Dariusburst is one I like a lot. So yeah, I don't know how popular this stream will be. I don't know if we're gonna have a lot of people watching. We might not. But you know what? Whatever. I was playing these games on Twitch earlier this week, and I was playing them multiple times, getting practiced again, and yeah, it just seemed like. Hold on, let me cut out here. Okay, there we go. Yeah, it just seemed like it would be a good idea to go ahead and play them since they're fresh in my mind. Actually, I need to put my glasses on because Mushihimesama is a vertically oriented game, so what you see there on the stream is, you know, very similar to what I'm looking at. It's actually a little bit thinner on my screen because I've stretched it out to the, like, I've widened it out a little bit for you guys just to make it look a little bit larger. And my eyesight's not the best these days, so in a game like Mushihimesama in particular, I gotta put the glasses on. It's actually gonna be even worse with Dariusburst Chronicles because that's actually a 2-screen game, not just one screen. It's 2 screens, and so there's huge borders on the tops and bottoms of the screen if you play it in a single screen setup. Unfortunately, I can't capture a dual monitor setup. That would be awesome if I could. So we gotta play it in the single screen mode, so yeah, that'll be interesting. Maybe I'll try to do some interesting cropping on that later, so you guys can see. Yeah, SHMUPS definitely have their dedicated fans, absolutely. I consider myself one of those dedicated fans. Not in that, like, it's all I play, and it's, you know, I try to, you know, perfect these games, because that takes a ton of effort, ton of practice, ton of dedication, and I have so many other games I want to play for this channel, so, but yeah, it's definitely one of my favorite genres, absolutely. Alright, well, before we kick things off, as usual, audio's going to kick out here. I want to give a big shout out to the old Patreon backers, as always. So there you go, guys. No new backers for the last 3 weeks. Although I think I announced it last week, but Beesworth actually raised their pledge, so I have to shout Beesworth out. As usual, if anyone's interested in supporting my show or channel through Patreon, the links are in the description box as always, or you can just go to patreon.com/gameplay and talk, and you'll get my Let's Plays a week early and ad-free and yada yada yada. In 2018, I need to spend time, like, actually making some Patreon exclusive content. Like, maybe not anything like terribly involved, maybe just like some vlogs or Q&A sessions or something. But I definitely need to make something like that happen this year. So, yes, I actually, good point, Miku. I do have the monster drink. I was a little hungover last week, so I took ibuprofen instead of drinking a monster. But this week we're back on course. Oh, no, I don't have a cold. I just always sniffle. It's very dry here. And it's always like the first couple hours I'm up, I always sniffle. Hopefully that'll go away. But yeah, here's the recent super chatters as well. So from my live streams, there's a super chat function. People basically just donate directly, and these are the folks that have done that in the last 30 days. So thank you guys for your patronage. A broke college student. Well, being a broke college student, you can emulate, and you know, a lot of these games are available in MAME. I don't know. I think Mushihimesama was recently made available again in MAME. Maybe even Deathsmiles as well. If not, there's a ton of other great games like these that you can play, you know, through MAME and emulation and things like that. So, and then watch out for Steam sales. You know, Steam sales are great. There was some really good shooters that went on sale on Steam. So, okay, let's go back to this and get that audio going again. Yeah, so the only unfortunate part about this is that these are really intense games, and so it might be a little bit harder for me to constantly monitor the chat. I'm going to try to monitor the chat between levels, or if I see a lot of activity, I'll try to pause it every now and then. But I don't want to pause it too much because, you know, that really interrupts, like, the flow of the gameplay. Not just for me, but for, like, you guys, the viewers, you know. I don't think you guys want to see me pause every 5 seconds, so. But yeah, these games are very, very difficult. I am not a pro at these. I've been playing shmups, you know, about as long as I've been living, actually. You know, I started with stuff like Space Invaders and Demon Attack on the Atari 2600, and then evolved to, like, Life Force, on the NES. That was a big one for me. And then Super R-Type and Gradius 3 on Super Nintendo. And then in the 16-bit era, I just went full force on shmups. I just collected most of them that were available. And then from then on, especially in the 32-bit era with PlayStation and Saturn, it became one of my favorite genres. So I've been playing shmups a long time. I'd consider myself adept at them. Like, I'm comfortable with them, but, you know, especially like the cave bullet hells, you won't find me like one credit clearing them or perfecting them, just because I've got so many other things to do. I've got so many other types of videos to make and games to play for the stream and YouTube. But, you know, hopefully I can show you guys, you know, most of the game without credit feeding. Maybe I'll continue once or twice or something like that. So, but all right, let's do this. Let me turn up a little bit my headphones here. Now, I actually meant to do some research on these games before jumping into them. You know, to be able to describe scoring system details and things like that. But I didn't do that. I didn't have enough time, unfortunately. So it's not a big deal. But I'll still try to explain what I know off the top of my head. So yeah, we got Mushihimesama here. This was a early 2000s cave shooter. It was first ported to PlayStation 2 back in, what, 2003 or 2004 or something. Let me see here. I actually have the Japanese PlayStation 2 version. It says 2005, actually. Yeah. 2005 is when I got ported to PlayStation 2. The PS2 version is pretty great. I like it a lot. I'm glad I have it on PS2. But it's really, really difficult. The Steam version here, it seems like they've lowered the base difficulty, so the bullets don't come out as fast, which is nice. The PS2 one is just really, really tough. So I actually kind of prefer playing the Steam version, which is nice. Something to keep in mind, the top left-hand portion of the screen there on stream, you'll notice that there's a crop duplicating part of the screen. Basically what that's doing is focusing in on like your bombs. I wanted to, when I originally had this layout set up, it was just the gameplay, the chat, and I was like, well, what else do I do? So I put in the live stream thumb and the game title on the right, and then I decided I would zoom in on something either like your score or your bombs. I think the bombs are good to look at. I think some people might miss them because with how this game is a vertical oriented game, everything is much smaller when you try to stream it like this. So I figured zooming in on something like the bombs would be cool, so you could see when I use them. But okay. So you got 3 different modes you can play in this game. We're going to be playing on Original. Maniac is much harder, and then Ultra is just extreme difficulty. Play at your own risk. That's what it says. So stay far, far away from Ultra if you ever play this game as a first-time play. Most people are going to probably stick to Original, but Maniac does have some interesting changes. There's also separate game modes you can play. There's a range mode as well, which basically puts you in the Maniac difficulty setting, but it slows down the speed of the bullets, and then whenever you get hit, it'll automatically use a bomb for you. So instead of like losing a life when you take a hit, it'll just use a bomb, and so it's almost like you've got 3 or 4 lives per life. So even though there are more bullets on the screen, you might still actually be able to get farther. And a range mode, I think, actually starts you out fully powered up. Yep, it is the usual super small hitbox, absolutely. Very, very typical for cave shooters. So you got 3 different power-up styles as well. M power, W power, you can see it's a wider shot, and then S power. I usually prefer the S power. It's really powerful. And your ship moves, well, not really ship, but your character moves really, really fast. So we're going to be using that. Tohu? Not really. it's cave. Tohu is a series of shmups in Japan. Is it Japan or is it Korean? I don't remember. There's a guy that makes the Touhou series specifically, and they're a little more underground, I guess you could say. The cave stuff is a little more popular. But yeah, these are usually classified, though, as bullet hells or danmaku. So this is very, very typical of Cave, and what Cave usually likes to do is give you a rapid fire option that allows you to move around the screen quickly, but also lets you hold in the same fire button for a more dedicated shot that's more powerful, but also slows your movement down. So the trick to this game, and really bullet hells in general, is getting used to this fast and slow mechanic, constantly switching between moving fast and then moving slow. So you're going to constantly hear me tapping the button, going from fast, rapid fire, to slower, more powerful fire with slower movement. Alright, first boss. So Mushihimesama, I think, only has 5 levels in it, but they're all a pretty decent length, well, except for the first level. And they're quite challenging as well. Hey, Moonbeam, what's going on, man? Oh, I was reading the chat while wow, that was a bad idea. I told myself I would only be reading between levels. Nope, I turned my head in the middle of that boss fight. Let's just say it's a learned skill, Fatty. I've been talking and playing at the same time for a long time, and it's become relatively natural for me. It's the taking my eyes off the game and looking at chat that's a problem. Yeah, as you get powered up, you also get these little options that follow you around. So what's cool about Mushihimesama is, in a way, there's a tiny bit of a Gradius element with the options set up. Now, the options just come automatically. There's no, like, independent manual upgrade system. But as you pick up power-up upgrades, you will get these little option guys floating behind you, which is pretty nice. And that'll definitely come in handy on the next level, and you guys will see what I mean once we get there. So you'll notice that I'm just constantly switching between my wide shot, which is the faster shot, and the slower shot. And remember, the slower shot lets me slow down my movement, which that's how you dodge the more, you know, the finer bullet patterns, or the more dense bullet patterns, I should say. Kind of like that one right there. Now, Mushihimesama gets really intense, and that's usually the case for Cave bullet hell shmups, or Cave shmups in general. Cave is a company. They're one of the biggest known names in shmups up until recently, where they pretty much just stopped making them completely, which is really a shame. But the fact is, shmups don't really sell. People don't really care for the genre that much anymore. And when they do see them, they don't want to pay much for them. And so it's just not very financially viable to spend time creating these games, which is really a shame. Ooh! That was bad. I shouldn't have died there. That was my fault. Yeah, we'll probably end up playing this game a couple times, by the way. I know people are just going to be coming in and out. Man, I can't focus right now either. I just ate like a whole box of chicken nuggets, and it was my first meal of the day, and I think my body's feeling it, like, need to sit more of this monster. Tried hitting the start button, I pressed the wrong button. Texting while flying. Austin lives on the edge. Looks like Raiden. Hey James, how's it going, man? Yeah, the after trails and the side pod beams, absolutely. Wow. Okay. We'll go ahead and continue. But that was a really pathetic run. You know, I usually get to the end of stage 4 without continuing. But now you can see my options are kind of trailing behind me, which is very useful in this level, because there's a lot of what they usually call popcorn enemies. Enemies that just die in one hit. And usually there's high amounts of them on screen. And you can use your options trailing behind you to take out those small enemies. Cool, James. Well, glad to have you, man. So there's two sections here where you've got to destroy part of like these legs, and these little worms come out towards the top. And these guys have spread shot patterns. You really got to watch out for those. That really got me when I was first playing this game. So games like these, it's also a learning process. It's a learning experience. You get wrecked when you first play them, but you get better. And you learn strategies the more you play them. Oops. Also, a bomb is going to appear here. I don't need to sort of just wait it out. There they are. The little worms up top doing spread shots. There's also a mechanic where if you destroy certain large enemies or objects, it'll make bullets disappear. There's the bomb. That was bad. Okay, so in this part, these two arms, you want to destroy them first. The center head is the weak spot, but if you destroy both arms first, you'll make an extra life appear. Ooh, I had a feeling that was going to happen. Oh well, I'm just gonna... I don't care if I die, I guess. I just want to demonstrate what happens. There we go. Now we destroyed the center and one up. So if you're trying to go for a 1 credit clear, you really need to know where those extra lives are. Someone on Twitch a couple weeks ago pointed that out to me. I had no idea it was there. I've been getting better at dealing with the two arms, but I had a hell of a time at first. Especially on the PS2 version. In that version, on the default difficulty, the bullets are about twice as fast as they are right now. So imagine this, but at about twice the speed. Hey, Shin Sub Smoke. Yeah, I am not playing well right now. I guess I gotta just warm up. A combination of not sleeping well and then just waking up and then eating a lot. Yeah, what I should be doing is using my bombs. I'm not going for a no bomb clear. I don't do that anymore. That is something I used to do when I was younger. I used to think that in SHMUPS, it was like a sign of weakness to use bombs, but in reality, you're just holding yourself back. You're not using a tool that the game gives you. It's a part of the game's rules, and if you're not using it, then you're not fully taking advantage of your opportunities to successfully beat the game. Especially in like 1 credit or something like that, or 1 life if you're feeling really comfortable. Now, this depends on the game, but if you're playing for score, you need to understand how the bombs work in relation to score. Some games will give you significant multiplier advantages if you don't use your bombs. Mushihimesama, I think, is one of those games, but I don't bother with scoring hardcore until I can 1 credit clear a game consistently. And for these bullet hells, that's pretty much never happened. You know, something like Deathsmiles, I'm coming really close to being able to 1cc it, but that's also with bomb usage. Actually, in Deathsmiles, I guess we're going to find out. I don't know if there's a benefit to storing your bombs in Deathsmiles, like a scoring benefit. I guess we're going to find out when I play it. But yeah, I'll go ahead and demonstrate it. Pressing the second button drops a bomb. And it basically makes you invincible for a short period of time, and it clears off all the bullets on the screen. And this part of the stage can be really tricky. You've got these like dragon worm kind of things. Dragon worm centipede things. And you have to destroy their heads and their tails. And then that'll make them go away completely. As far as scoring in Mushihimesama, from what I understand, it's actually a very basic scoring system. It gets a lot more complex in the alternate modes, as well as the follow-up, Mushihimesama Futari, which you can get on the Xbox 360, actually. And if you get the Platinum Hits version, it's actually region-free. So I highly recommend checking that one out if you guys have a 360 and want some good bullet hells on it. Oops. Hey, Larry G. But yeah, as far as the scoring in this game, it's really just about killing enemies, not dying, and picking up all the golden icons that pop up. Pretty basic stuff. But trust me when I see some of these scoring systems can actually get really deep in these bullet hells by cave. You'd love to play this game with a fight stick. Yeah, Smithereens, that's exactly what I'm doing right now. And when you get used to a fight stick, it's the way to play these games. You can just react. I find that the reaction and precision is much better than on, you know, controllers or D-pads. And Boston Burf, I feel the same way, man. Like, when I die with a full stock of bombs, I think to myself, and I'm like, well, that's X amount of lives I could have saved, you know? Because while I don't usually play intentionally to one credit clear games, I do still like one credit clearing games. And it especially hurts when you get so close to beating a game, one credit clearing it especially, and then dying with like 5 bombs on hand. You're like, man, if I use those bombs, I might have actually beat this game without continuing. That's kind of like my personal stretch goal when I play games. I play games to beat them, but particularly in like shmups, I like to be able to one credit clear them eventually through just normal repeated play. And you can make it happen if you play smart, you know, use your bombs, basically. Yeah, I feel like I'm getting a little warmed up now, but we still got a ways to go. Hey, Christopher, how's it going, man? Yeah, I should have used a bomb. But I mean, it's... sometimes you don't think you need a bomb. Sometimes you're like, I know I can get through this without using one. And you try it, but then you fail. That's kind of the risk versus reward, you know? If you manage to get through a series of bullet patterns without using a bomb, you've got that bomb for later when you really need it. Like right there, bullets were coming down way too fast. Like, I couldn't really tell where I was going, so I went ahead and used the bomb. Ooh, that was close. Oh! And of course, the one lone bullet gets me, and that's another thing you'll find happening a lot when you play these games. Is you don't pay attention enough, and you get hit by just the only bullet on the screen. That's a bad feeling. You want to talk about bad feelings? It's getting hit by the only bullet on the screen. That's a bad feeling. Dodges 1,000 bullets at once. Dies to 1. Whoa! Okay, bomb time. Oh yeah, Charles, if you play fighters on a stick, then definitely play your shmups on a stick. I mean, especially since you're used to games on sticks already, you'll be... it'll feel really natural playing them on a joystick. I meant to use my bomb again, but... we're just gonna credit feed our way to the end, just so you guys can see the end, and then, what I'll do is I'll do a round of arrange mode so you can see how that works. And then maybe we'll go back and, depending on the time, we'll do another round of just original mode. Yeah, I'm not playing well at all right now. These aren't even really difficult patterns, honestly. I mean, compared to some of the other stuff I've already gotten through. Wow. Alright, whatever. I don't even care at this point. No, James. Well, I mean, credit feeding is usually associated with games that give you unlimited continues. So basically what happens is you just hit the start button over and over and over again as you get game overs. And that was actually... I think there's another final boss if you 1cc the game. So, yeah, I mean, so when someone comes up to you and says, "Oh, Mushihimesama, I've beaten that game," you gotta ask them, like, well, did you credit feed? Because anyone can beat the game. I just beat the game. I didn't even have to dodge. I could have just died and gotten a game over 50 times, and it would have qualified as beating the game. That's why in a lot of shmups, after a certain time, in the early 2000s, it was mainly a thing where you couldn't pump in credits. You had to earn continues. So Ikaruga is a good example, where you start with, I think, either one or no continues, and through repeated plays, I think every hour you play the game, you unlock an extra credit. And so it actually forces you to have to learn the game and get better at it, and not just hit the start button over and over again and force your way to the end of the game. Yeah, Tyrian is a totally different kind of shmup. It is an awesome game. I really like Tyrian, actually, but yeah, it's in a totally different league. Yeah, Gradius 3. Well, Gradius 3 Super Nintendo, I guess, where it's they give you 3 continues. Although you can mash the X button. Was it X or is it Y? I don't remember. And you can earn up to, I don't know, 7 credits depending on how fast you are with the mashing. Yeah, Arcade Gradius 3 did not give you any continues, and it's brutally difficult too. Not just because it gives you no continues, but because the game is just insanely difficult in the arcade. Alright, so we'll go ahead and play Arrange mode. Oh yeah, there's also a Novice mode, so if you're playing this game for the very first time, this is probably where you want to start. I always play normal. I always play the arcade modes. Like, I like experiencing the game, how it was... I like a good representation of the arcade game, so... It's never going to happen, but if I ever go and play it in an arcade, I'll be familiar with it or comfortable with it. I like playing in the arcade difficulty, basically. So... To be fair, James, in your day, games only lasted about 2 minutes, so you didn't really need a pause button. That's not true. If you got really good at some of those arcade games, they can go on forever. Yeah, so we're playing Arrange mode. So you can see how it actually basically starts you off fully powered up. And so what I'll do is... I'll do a different... Actually, no, I'm going to do S... okay, we'll do W power this time. Just to show you. Yeah, in Arrange mode, the scoring system changes. And again, whenever you take a hit, it automatically bombs for you. So you don't even have to really worry about bombing. You can just play the game normally. Now, one of the things I don't like about the W power-up is that your character is slower by default. You notice there are way more bullets now, too, but they move a lot slower. So the game is a lot more chaotic, but... Oh, you get no continues in this mode as well. You have to go through the whole game without continuing. But that's why the instant bomb use, or bomb shield mechanic, I guess I can call it, exists. Just to give you a little bit extra chance to get to the end. Nope, we just took a hit. It just used the bomb. But yeah, in arranged mode, you also get an arranged soundtrack, too. I'm actually not a huge fan of the arranged soundtrack. I actually really like the original soundtrack. Especially the boss music and the Stage 4 music. Yeah, if you look in the middle of the character, you'll notice that when I'm in my slow form, it actually shows you where the hitbox is. It's that glowing circle in the middle. Hey, Deadly Gaming! How are you doing, man? Feel like I haven't seen you in a couple weeks, dude. How are you doing? Hope you're doing alright, dude. Hey, see ya, fatty. No problem. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for subscribing. I appreciate it. Like I said, I'll have another Castlevania video out in the next couple of weeks. That's a little bit of a surprise for everyone else out there, too. So, a heads up on that. It's actually a good time to look at the chat. Am I gonna play Ikaruga tonight? I don't know. It depends on how long the stream goes on. The plan was just to play the 3 games in the title, but depending on how I feel, I might just keep it going. Or I might just do a different stream later on that features like 3 other games. We'll see. I won't know until I'm done with all these games. Oh, I just realized I have no bombs? I feel like it used up all my bombs. Yeah, because you get 3 bombs. So I wonder if you take a hit, it uses all 3 bombs. But I only took 1 hit on the... It might, because you start with 3 bombs. Oh man, I hope Treasury eventually brings Radiant Silvergun to Steam. Yeah, oh, I just realized it uses all your bombs when you take a hit. Okay, well, a new strategy, you actually have to use your bombs manually, because if you use your bombs manually, it just uses one bomb. If you take a hit, it uses all of your bombs. That's not good, actually. Yeah, and we're dead. Yeah, this is my last life, too. Okay. Yeah, so I just use that bomb myself. I was pretty sure that it's supposed to just use one bomb. I thought in the PS2 version it just uses one bomb if you take a hit on a range mode. That's interesting. No, Leo, I don't have a SHMUPS X68000 yet, so I can't do any videos on that. No, it's just another playthrough of Castlevania 3, but I managed to do the second loop. So it's gonna be a full playthrough of Castlevania 3. And I'm not really sure... Not really sure which one I want to post first. I've got multiple Let's Plays recorded right now. I did Double Dragon 2 on Supreme Master, which is something that people have been requesting for a couple years now. And then I went ahead and did Castlevania 3 with the second loop. Yeah, I'm not sure which one's gonna come first. I still gotta figure it out. I guess it doesn't really matter. Yeah, Subsmoke, you should have got it during the Steam sale. Because it's back up to what, like $40 or $50 now? I mean, don't get me wrong, even if you pay the higher price, it's still worth it. It's a very content-heavy shooter. There's so much in that game. Yeah, I also wanted to say that if any of you guys have any issues viewing the stream consistently, just lower the video quality down. YouTube's really good about that, because I am streaming with a higher bitrate today than usual. I streamed these on Twitch the other day, and I don't know, I wasn't too happy with the video quality, so I raised the bitrate a good bit. But that also means that it requires more for your internet to download or stream the video. See, that was bad. It just used all my bombs again. So we're gonna get a game over here in just a minute. Unless I magically get another extra life. Probably isn't gonna happen. And that's it. That's game. Oh, you can... Okay, this arrange mode is definitely different from the PS2 one, because in the PS2 one, you get 0 continues on arrange mode. Yeah, so we haven't even been playing this for an hour yet. It took me like 15 minutes to actually start playing, so we'll go ahead and do one more attempt, but on original mode again. Who owns R-Type now? I think IREM still owns it. I think IREM is just kind of like, I don't know what you call them, a shell company, holding company, something like that. A ghost company, I don't know. I want to say like there's still like a person or two running IREM, just dealing with licensing and stuff like that, and they just license out all their, you know, their properties. So I think IREM still technically owns R-Type, but you know, they just license it out to anyone. Would these shmups run well on a potato? Sure. Will I stream Twitch later? Probably, Miku. I don't really have any other plans for tonight. Yes, Dariusburst is on the PS4 and Vita, and there's a very old version, I guess the original version, which was on PSP as well, which I'd love to eventually pick that up. Oh, did you finally build your new rig, Gary? Is this the rig you've been talking about all these months? Alright, this is gonna pause for a second. Let's see. Let's go to the chat. I really wish I was better focused though. I was playing this on stream on Twitch 2 mornings ago, and I was doing way better. Your second new rig? What? Just out of curiosity, why'd you build a second rig? Yeah, the price on Dariusburst on PSP has gone up. This game is for use on Earth and by Earthian only. Okay. Yeah, let's try this again. Yeah, I like the much faster speed of this ship, definitely. Or this, I keep saying ship like I'm playing Gradius or something with this character. Or I should say this shot type, because I think it's all I think they're all the same character. In Mushihimesama Futari, the sequel, there are multiple characters you can play as. Oh wow, cool, Deadly. So you got a Ryzen build and an i7 rig. Hey Arioka, how's it going? Miku, there's a physical copy on PS2. And it's still reasonably priced, I think. I think it's like a $40 or $50 game on PS2. Which, as far as shmups are concerned, is decent. A lot of the other shooters on PS2 are more expensive. And it's PS2 Japanese. I'm using an Xbox 360 Hori arcade stick to play this game. And yeah, like I said, the PS2 version is actually tougher. I probably wouldn't recommend it over the Steam version because it is just so much more difficult. But if you're like me and you want more options when it comes to shoot-em-ups on PS2, then it's good to have. Like, whenever I do a PS2 shmup stream, I always fire it up. But yeah, like I said, on the default difficulty, the bullets are about twice as fast in the PS2 version. Why? I don't know. Supposedly the PlayStation 2 version doesn't emulate the slowdown in the game accurately either. So there are parts of the game that would normally slow down in the arcade that don't slow down on PS2. So the game's harder across the board. But I do like the arrange mode in PS2, where you get no continues. Nice, got the extra life. That is true, Deadly. There is a 360 version. I always forget about that. But it's physical only. Is it physical only? It wasn't... I don't remember. But it is region locked. And so frustrating. I wish more of those games were region free. Whoops. Lost my focus there. Same again. Man, I just completely have gone off the rails. $40's reasonable. I think I paid about $40 for mine, Miku, for PS2. Nice. Oh, why did I just sat there like an idiot. Damn it, man. I had a bunch of bombs. I could have just used those. Hey, Kevin. How's it going? Oh, come on. That was dumb. That was my fault. What type of controller am I using? I'm using an Xbox 360 Hori arcade stick. It's the EX2 model. That might actually be my best score yet. Yeah. Wait, why is it not saving my scores? Oh, that's today's score. Durr. Gotcha. I wonder what the overall best is. Is it not going to tell me? Oh, okay. It was actually my second best score. Okay. Yeah, I think on my best one, I actually got past that boss on 1 credit. Yeah, Hori controllers are good. Hori makes good stuff, Miku. Okay, alright guys, well, I'm gonna fire up Deathsmiles, it's gonna take me a little while to adjust the screen template though, so just give me a little while to do that. So what I'm gonna do is actually, try to figure out how I'm gonna do this. Alright. So first let me fire up Deathsmiles. Hopefully this one will be a little bit easier because I have a bigger screen space to look at it. Whereas Mushihimesama is really small. These games I play in vertical mode, I really like to play the console versions because then I can hook it up to my old CRT TV and rotate the television completely. Yeah, these are switch buttons, but yeah, they're not like loud. It's the stick itself that you're gonna hear, you know. But the buttons themselves, you don't really hear the micro switches. I might actually have to put this into windowed mode as well. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Alright, so I'm going to just kind of let this sit here and look ugly. Look fugly for a few moments. How am I going to do this? And actually what I'm going to do is... yeah, don't mind the ugly overlay. I'm going to be adjusting. I'm actually adjusting it in the background, so you guys can't really see me adjusting it. And yeah, so what I thought about doing this morning was actually just making a separate template for each game. but I actually decided against it just because I was super tired when I got home from work this morning. It's just like, no, not gonna happen. All right, we're almost done here. It's only going to take a couple minutes to get this. Yeah, Deathsmiles is a really awesome game. I'd say it's probably one of my favorite cave shooters because it's not as... I'd say it's not nearly as intense as other cave shooters, which is nice. All right, let's hope this works. There we go. Look at that. Aha. That's what I'm talking about. What do you guys think? A little bit better? Just slightly. All right, let's see. What are you guys saying here? Sony PlayStation Namco arcade stick made by Hori. Yeah, that's a fantastic stick, Arioka, and I would like to buy another one. But I have the Tekken 5 real arcade stick, or Tekken 5. I forgot what do they call it. It's the stick that came with the Tekken 5 bundle. It's also made by Hori. That's also a quality stick as well, and I think I'm just going to keep using that. But the Namco one is great because it's nice and small. What are my PC specs? I built an AMD Ryzen 1700X system back in May last year, so that's what it is right now. I have 32 gigs of RAM, DDR4. I think it's 2666, and I have a AMD RX 580 GPU, Radeon RX 580. Okay, even on other systems like the 2600. Oh yeah, let me pop up the game too. How about that? Is that way you guys can actually see some motion while I ramble on for a little bit? Check out the chat. Would be cool to see some behind the scenes video on what it takes for us to have this optimized experience. Yeah, I would like to do a video on like OBS someday. I've also been meaning to do a video on my recording and capture setup. I mean, Miko, I mean, depends on what system. If you're talking PS2, yeah, I mean, standard controller's fine for like PS2 stuff. because the PS2's got a nice, accurate D-pad. Now, at Xbox 360, on the other hand, you really want an arcade stick, because the Xbox 360 D-pad's not very good. Although you could do... I mean, there are third-party controllers that might be suitable, so... All right. So yeah, we're playing the arcade mode. And yeah, Deathsmiles is a really awesome game. You've got 4 different characters you can play as. We're going to play as Rosa. I think she's said to be the best character in the game. And what's really interesting about Deathsmiles is you get a lot of choice on how you want to go through the game. And you can also select your rank. Rank is basically the in-game difficulty, and rank will be forced to be increased as you go through the game. We'll go ahead and just start off with this level. But what's really cool about this game is you can fire both left and right. I love the theme of this game as well. There's lots, you know, lots of scary things in it. You know, monsters, demons, pumpkins, things like that. You've also got this familiar that flies around you. If you hold down your attack button, which just like in other cave games makes you go slower, it also makes your shot go faster, too, and more powerful. It'll rotate your familiar, so you can try to position your familiar to convenient locations. Enemies also drop these crowns, and ideally you want to grab the crowns before they touch the ground. If you do, then they're worth 5 on your number bar down in the bottom left-hand portion. If they touch the ground, they turn into these skulls, and they're worth less. When your meter in the bottom left goes up to 1,000, you can go into this alternate sort of like rage special mode. And that's how you score really high in the game. Yeah, Deathsmiles is actually really common on Xbox 360 in North America. So if you don't have it, you should probably get it if you like shmups. It's one of the more... welcoming shooters in that it's easier for newcomers to get into it, and it's also not going to cost you an arm and a leg. Hey, see ya, Boss and Burf. Alright, where do I want to go? We're going to do the volcano next, because I always have trouble with the volcano. Yeah, you are right, James. Very few cheap games anymore. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and switch over to my special now, because I got to 1,000. You'll notice that icons are just going to drop like crazy now. And this is the trick to scoring. And it is gone. What's great about your alternate mode is that when you activate it, it destroys all the bullets on the screen. There was not a physical release of that in the US, Arioka. Yeah, these backgrounds are epic, Kevin. I love the graphics in Deathsmiles. Wow, he didn't even get to his second phase. That's good. Deathsmiles might still be a $15 game, Miku. You'll have to do an eBay search and search for, you know, price plus shipping, lowest equals lowest first. Unless it's gone up, but I mean, it was a $10 game for such a long time. I'd imagine that it's still relatively cheap. Yeah, especially since it's also available on, like, Steam. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and just keep my special. Because if you go into your special and you arrive at a boss fight in the special mode, it boosts the rank, and so the boss patterns are a lot more intricate. And I kind of want to save, like, these icons for the next level. Maybe just start the next level with my super. Moo. The giant cow, Mary. What a name. So one of the other things about Deathsmiles is when you get hit, it only takes away half of your life bar. So you have 3 bars of health, which each bar is basically a life. But when you take a hit, it just uses up half of the bar. So you can actually take 6 hits before getting a game over. We're gonna go ahead and do the swamp waste next. Yeah, add these games to your wish list. If you like what you see, but you can't pick it up right away, add it to your wish list and wait for a Steam sale. They oftentimes go on sale. Deathsmiles is oftentimes, you know, a $7 or $9 game on sale. Oh, we did it. So you can actually do it to where you'll get all of your icons back and you can go right back into your alternate mode, your special mode. You've got to set it up at just the right spots in the game in order to do that. Extra life, that's good. I actually wanted this to go away before we got to the boss. Yeah, Leo, it is actually similar to that track you're talking about. You lose any power upon getting hit? Yeah, your numerical meter in the bottom left will deplete. So if you're close to maxing it out and then using your special, it'll go away. And then if you lose a full life, you'll lose whatever... Actually, you won't lose anything. You'll basically just lose your power-up meter for your special ability. Nice. We got her. A Pokemon. You must have missed the Grim Reaper at the beginning, Taiga. Alright. So this one will be a little more difficult than the others because the rank has increased, which is the difficulty. There we go. Probably a bad time to use it. It's just going to increase the rank of the boss now. But you can kill the boss a lot faster. We'll see what happens. Ooh, I almost took a hit. Whew, very nice. That boss was actually a lot more intense than he normally is, because the rank was up, but then I'm pretty sure the rank increased further because I was in my super mode. It's all good, Kevin. Well, I'm a little warmed up now after playing Mushihimesama, so that definitely helped a little bit. And Deathsmiles isn't nearly as difficult, at least not in the beginning. Yeah, Deadly Homura looks pretty cool. I'd like to pick it up, but it's kind of gone up in price a little bit. It's like a... I think it's like a $50 or $60 game now. It used to be like a $20 game. I wish I picked it up when it was that price, like a year ago. Dragon Blaze is apparently really good, but it's also super expensive. It's like a $200+ game. It comes with Soul Divide as well. Nice. That was a good fight. Ixie, this is Deathsmiles, yep. Yeah, Deadly, I need to figure out how to use Free McBoot to play backups, because the older version of Free McBoot couldn't do that. You had to use the swap magic, and that was a pain. But if it gives you a hint to Ixie, the top left-hand portion of the stream is got this game title. That might be the game we're playing. Thanks, James. But yes, Deathsmiles. There was also a Deathsmiles 2, which used polygons instead of, you know, traditional pixel art. And, of the two, I highly recommend the first one. I don't know. Part 2 didn't really resonate with me. But I do want to revisit it. I have it on 360 as a digital download. So here we can go to the Gorge or the Final. We're going to go to the Final Hades Castle, because the Gorge increases the rank significantly and puts suicide bullets on everything. Suicide bullets is where when you destroy enemies, bullets appear out of their remains and fly towards you, and it makes things way more chaotic and much more difficult. But maybe on the next run I will show you that, just to show you how crazy it gets. Yeah, so this is the final level in the game, by the way. Really fun level. You see some of the old bosses again. Great soundtrack. Okay, we're gonna switch up here in a second. Right now. I still have 4 bombs too. I need to make sure I use them. It's Mary again! Hi, Mary! Moo. Changing up again. Whoa, that was close. Alright, this is our last room coming up, and then we're at the final boss. I just realized we haven't died yet. That's good. The number on the bottom left is for your super mode that you go into. It's the key to scoring really big in this game. So I just activated it. Destroys all the bullets on screen. But then it starts making more bullets appear. And every time you hit enemies, they drop icons. Even when they don't normally drop icons. Well, we have 5 lives and 4 bombs. I might actually be able to one-critic clear this, and I've never done that before. Although I did play it safe. I took the easier ranks for the levels I normally have trouble with, which is good. We're going to be relying on our bombs here. It's all practice, Kevin. It's all practice. And like I said, this is actually one of the easiest ones that Cave has made. Not to say it can't get really difficult, because it's going to get really difficult right here. But I've got enough of a crutch with extra lives and bombs that I could probably cheese my way through it. Which is probably what's going to happen, because I want to get the 1 credit clear, which I've never done. But yeah, it's all practice. The more you play it, the better you get. And Deathsmiles has a lot of slowdown when things get crazy, so that actually helps you a lot with dodging. Alright, no more bombs. Not until I die, anyway. Alright, there's one hit. Ooh, that was close. Alright, there's our death. We got 3 bombs back. We're gonna go ahead and use them. Wow, we're gonna do it. We're totally gonna do it. Holy crap, man. We just 1 credit cleared the game. That's awesome. Unless there's another boss for doing a 1cc, but... no, it doesn't look like it. Yeah, so with each character you get a choice on what you want to do. You can go through the portal and go back to the real world, or stay in Halloween Town, or whatever the hell it's called. And I think it chooses for you if you let it sit. We'll stay. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. That was really cool to be able to do on stream. Binding of Isaac. Yeah, I play Binding of Isaac. That's an awesome game. Oh, man. Oh, hey, Fatty, welcome back. Yeah, we just beat this game without continuing. And technically, I guess I only died once. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. That's the best I've ever done on this game. I've never once CC'd it before. We're still gonna play this game, James. Yeah, we're gonna do another round in this game. I want to show you guys the gorge and how crazy things get. Definitely putting my initials in for that one. Thank you, Kevin, for helping, and everyone else out there. We're definitely saving that replay, too. That is so cool. Never gotten an all clear without continuing. Okay, so we'll do arcade mode again. There are other modes. I think there's even one that does, like, stretches the game to widescreen or something like that. I think. I have to double check. But we'll play as... I don't think I played as Casper last time, so we'll play as her. I was playing this on... sorry, I was playing this on... Twitch the other day. We'll go ahead and just max out the rank on every level. So things will be pretty crazy. And then we'll go to the Gorge, which is rank. It's a crazy rank. Ooh, what? This was an arcade game and then ported to consoles around the same time. Was it the same time? I don't know. It's got a copyright date of 2007, but it was an arcade game, if I recall correctly. And it was ported to 360, and then 2 years ago it was ported to Steam. Yeah, so with the rank higher, bosses take longer to kill. And so you see more of their patterns become more intricate. Like, we didn't see this pattern the first time. I actually am not liking this character that much either. I don't think I've ever actually played as her. There are still arcade games now, James. There are still arcade games now. What's the deal with me and Japanese games? I like Japanese games. I mean, you gotta kind of understand too, like, someone my age, we grew up with mostly Japanese games in North America. And, you know, unless you're one of those people that pretty much only gamed on a computer. But if you grew up with, like, an NES, most of the popular games were developed in Japan. Super Mario Brothers, Mega Man, Double Dragon, Ninja Gaiden, Castlevania, they're all Japanese games. So I am very partial to Japanese design sensibilities. Less so Western ones. Now there's a lot of great Western games I like, but I definitely prefer the Japanese approach in terms of game design. Well, that is, of course, unless you're talking first-person shooters, and then Western developers pretty much dominated there. Doom and Quake all day for those. Yeah, so you can see on the higher rank now, you've got this fire spewing up from the bottom, which wasn't there before. So the rank affects what happens in the levels. It affects the difficulty. James, they still make arcade games in North America too. Raw Thrills put out Cruisin' Blast last year. And it's an official license from Nintendo as well. You'll go, if you see it in an arcade, it'll have Nintendo's name on it. Hopefully there's a Switch port eventually. Yeah, arcades still exist. They're just not as prominent as they used to be. Raw Thrills is based in Chicago, I think. Eugene Jarvis runs the company. And I'm sure you know who Eugene Jarvis is. Yeah, see, now we're getting wrecked. Nice, Smithereens. I'm jealous, man. I haven't been able to go up there, because Chicago's, like, probably a good 12 hours away from me. Hey, see ya, Taiga. You're gonna miss out on Dariusburst, Taiga! Yeah, this will be our last run of Deathsmiles, because it takes a little while. And we're gonna just get annihilated on this playthrough. For one, I'm not really liking this character that much. It feels like her attack's not as, I don't know, maybe it's just the rank that's making me think her attack isn't as powerful. You live in your fun spot. Nice. I'd love to go to fun spot one day too. But I know that fun spot also is heavily geared towards like the pre-crash era of arcade gaming. Lots of late 70s and early 80s stuff. I would still love to check it out though. Fatty, no, as of a couple weeks ago, they've changed to Fridays. It used to be on Thursdays. It was on Thursdays for about a year and a half, and then I had to change to Fridays because of a work schedule change. Yeah, so in the harder ranks, you have to fight 3 of these guys instead of just 2. So you get to see a lot more. And you can see how the boss fights become a lot more intense on the higher difficulties. DJ Max, nice. I didn't know they made an arcade version of DJ Max. I thought it was just console only. That's cool. Got an extra life. Ooh, 2 extra lives. Oh! Took a hit though, I just lost a life. That sucks. Yeah, these bosses are crazy. jeez. Whew. Leo, probably not. I mean, if I'm gonna stream Super Nintendo, I'll probably just do actual Super Nintendo. Plus, streaming stuff from, like, the SNES Classic, it's copyright claim central. So... I mean, I could do it as a topic, because I know people will search for SNES Classic. Oh, great. So here's the suicide bullets. Suicide bullets everywhere now. Oops, we just got a game over. Do you try to focus on getting avoided? Yeah, basically. I mean, I try to look at where the bullets are going, for one. Then I try to focus on my character. I try to focus on the general area that my character's in. Not on the character herself. Damn, did it again. Why are they called suicide bullets? I have no idea. So you guys are starting to get a taste on what the Gorge is going to be like, the optional level, where the rank just increases like crazy, and there's suicide bullets everywhere. Looks like this pattern's about the same as before. We were already playing this boss previously on a pretty high rank, but not as high as we are right now, because there were no gold apples before. Oops, I should have used the bomb. But you can see how I'm doing a whole lot less damage, so... Although then again, I was also in my super mode the first time around. Please die. Thank you. Whew. Alright, so last level, and then I'll get to show you the Gorge, and that's where things... I'm gonna have to credit feed my way through the Gorge. I'm actually pretty much gonna have to credit feed my way through the rest of the game. Because once the suicide bullets start appearing, it becomes really difficult for me to manage. But fortunately, your familiar will absorb the suicide bullets. And then the suicide bullets also add to your meter in the bottom left, which allows you to build your super mode faster. So there is that. So in terms of scoring, suicide bullets are really good. In terms of survival, they're really bad. So if you get a magic pickup, it's basically a bomb. You get an extra bomb to use. Miku's having heart-to-hearts and watching stuff getting blown up. Now, if you use a bomb in your super mode, you come out of your super mode, like right now. It uses up everything. Oh, I just ran right into her. A live stream of 1942. Oh, God. Hopefully never. That's not actually true. I beat 1942 on Twitch 2 weeks ago. I was kind of embarrassed. That's the second time I've beaten it on stream. Okay, this pattern's a pain. Yeah, this does look like something out of Order of Ecclesia. Okay, so we're gonna go to the Gorge after this little intermission. And just try to skip through it. Unfortunately, you can't just skip through everything with like the start button. You have to just mash the buttons. That's one of the only things I don't like about Deathsmiles is it forces you to go through this every time. Okay, so we're gonna get bent over pretty badly here. Game's gonna be like, you're gonna like it no matter what. Ah, we just died. Having a hard time controlling my familiar, too. Hey, see ya, James. Take care, man. Thanks for hanging out, man. Thanks, Fatty. That's a good tip, actually. Ah. I probably shouldn't even continue at this point. I mean, I've already continued a bunch of times. After I've continued... well, I don't really like continuing at all. Usually when I play these games, I will just not continue. Oops. But this is why I never come to the Gorge. If you couldn't tell. Now, well, hopefully you can. Or now you understand. Did I get hit? What did I get hit by? Alright, I think that's enough. Alright. Okay, guys, well, just like with Deathsmiles, it's gonna take me a few minutes to get set up with Dariusburst, so just bear with me here. And we got a new comment, too. Okay. We're going to drop the volume a little bit too, because Dariusburst is pretty loud. Okay, I'm gonna have to get into the game just to see the screen size. There we go. Alright, I'll just bear with me here. It's gonna be a couple minutes. Trust me when I say you're gonna want to see this stretched out, because it is you can see those big black borders on the tops and bottom? Yep, that's how we have to see it. So, alright, how do I want to do this? I'm glad this one is actually still moving in the background, even though I'm not clicked into the game. That way you guys can see some gameplay while I do this. Yeah, this is a fantastic game. If you guys haven't played it, I think you'll like what you see. Hey, Deadly, thank you for the super chat, man. Always appreciated, dude. Alright, I'm going to be fattening up the screen size a little bit, so it's going to look a little stretched. Yeah, I feel like that's necessary for this game. When it comes to streaming it, I mean. Like I said, just bear with me here. Still working on this. Almost done. Alright, hopefully that's good enough. And there we go. Look at that. What a concept. Shmoo, goodness. Thanks, Gary. Deadly Gaming. All right, let's do this. So if you're a fan of any of the old Darius games, you need to play this game. It's great. You got a whole bunch of different modes here. We're just going to stick with the original mode, which is like the traditional arcade mode. Pick your route, things like that. The thing about this game is that you get a ton of different ships. And we're going to mainly stick to the easy routes because I suck at this game. I'm absolutely terrible at this game. You get a wide different variety of ship types. I'm going to play as the Gaiden ship first because it's the easiest for me. And I like the Darius Gaiden ship the most anyway, so... The thing about this game is that it has a burst mechanic for a lot of ships. For the Darius Gaiden ship, it's the burst mechanic is actually just the bomb from Darius Gaiden. And so there's a meter underneath your ship that when it's full, you can use your bomb. And so if you've never played a Darius game before, you've got a bunch of different power-up types. You know, it's funny, I actually played Darius Twin on Super Nintendo last week on the Retro Achievements stream. But same concept here. Yellow power-ups... sorry, not yellow. Green power-ups give you your missile power-ups. Red power-ups give you your main firepower upgrades, your main shot. Blue icons give you a shield, which I've got. I've got the green shield, and it goes to gray shield after enough blue pickups to a gold shield as the final level of shield. So the shields absorb a certain amount of hits, and then they go away, and then one hit and you're dead. In Dariusburst, you can also press a button to flip around to the other side. So you're going to use that quite a bit in this game. Yes, Sub-Smoke. There's the ones that you mentioned. The gray ones for points, and the gold ones that destroy enemies on the screen. And you get to pick your next route. We're just going to take the top easy route first. I'll try to go through maybe all three routes just to show you. All three routes on the easy mode. Because this game gets really tough. And so I haven't, you know, despite how much I like this game, I haven't practiced it a lot, so playing the harder modes is not wise for me. And when I go to a different ship, we're going to end up credit feeding anyway, most likely, which I don't like doing, but when I suck at these games, it's about the only way to show you where they go. Yeah, so for those of you guys that haven't seen it, this was an arcade game, and it featured a massive cabinet with 2 screens, and it had a shaker inside the machine. Multiple shakers, most likely. Every time this guy fires his lasers in the arcade game, the whole machine rumbles. It's a really awesome feeling. That was the thing that really sold me on this game. I wasn't really interested in it before playing the arcade version, but once I played the arcade version, I was like, I have to get this game. It also helps that the music's really awesome in this game, too. It's very energetic at points. Alright, last level. So each route is really short in this game. But like I said, they get really tough. No, there's some kind of, like, mechanic where if you hit a certain enemy, it makes a sound. I don't know what the deal is with it. It's probably something to do with the scoring. Running out of shield. Ow. There we go. Yeah, I mean, this is just the first route, so you can see how tough that boss was, and there are several other routes to take that are much, much more difficult. One of the things about the Darius series is that the endings are always depressing. Like, your guys always either die in the end or something bad happens. It's always melancholic. Yeah, I don't know, Silverside. I mean, to me, it's just another cabinet. I mean, it's two screens, got a shaker, and that's about it. I mean, nothing that hasn't really been done before, but as far as shmups are concerned, yeah. I mean, it's pretty cool. It's all technology that's been used in other things, like shakers are used in pinball machines and other video games. I mean, hell, the dual screen setup's not even really anything to write home about, because the original Darius arcade game way back when had 3 screens, and they were CRTs. But I really like the sit-down, because when you sit inside this machine, I don't know, it just kind of like draws you into the game more. Because it's I don't know, it's like a little bit darker, you've got the overhead blocking out some of the light, you've got the speakers right behind your head, which is really nice. I mean, imagine like those full sit-down driving games, but for a shoot-'em-up, and that's basically what a Dariusburst cabinet is like. And there's the cabinet right there, actually. Oh. Yeah, we will do it again. So I'll pick a different ship, but this is going to be a really bad idea because I'm terrible with every other ship in the game. Yeah, so you've got ships from different other Darius games. The Genesis Silverhawk is from G-Darius. So it's got similar kind of firepower and option system. And then you've got the original Hawks from like the original Darius games. I don't know if I've tried this one, so we'll try that. Well, like I said, Kevin, man, it's all practice, dude. And if you have problems with the games, like, play some of the 16-bit era ones or the NES era ones. They're oftentimes a lot easier, like Life Force on the NES or Musha on the Sega Genesis, you know, stuff like that. Those will build, like, sort of like the basics for the subsequent games and on later hardware, you know, the 32-bit era and then current gen stuff. Oh geez, the firepower in this doesn't even go full screen. That's not good. Okay, so it's got a burst mechanic, like just like that. And that's it. I'm not sure if I like this shit. Not being able to fire all the way across the screen is kind of a bummer. That means I have to get close to everything. Okay, so I just realized that sound that's being made, that little high-pitched sound, that's my score multiplier. In the top left-hand portion of the screen, next to my power-ups, you'll notice that there's a multiplier. So it's up to times 13 right now. Yeah, I mean, it's also about figuring out how the game works, though. Like, on that previous run, I wasn't using my bomb nearly enough. Kind of like this charge mechanic right here. You can use that infinitely. You just have to wait for your meter to charge back up. So there it is again. So you need to make sure that you're constantly using them. It makes the game so much easier. Oh yeah. And it looks like you get bigger score multipliers if you boost. Use your boost attack. Like having all 6 of the grandkids at the same time. Oh, this boost also destroys bullets. Okay. Well, I'm okay with that. I wonder if this is one that I can counter charge attacks with. I kind of want to find out. This guy has a charge attack. I want to see if it works. Here we go. Nope, doesn't work. It's the G Darius ship where you can do it. Just like in G Darius, you can counter charge attacks with your own charge attack. Okay, we're gonna go the bottom route this time. What? What did I get hit by? Come on. Ow. Yeah, so we just got a game over already. Like I said, I'm terrible with these other ships. So whenever I play this, I always play as the guidance ship. No, you didn't distract me, man. No, what caused me to die is this crappy ship and my lack of skills. See, I don't quite understand the mechanic either, where it... Apparently you can destroy bullets with this ship. Sometimes, not all the time. Ooh. Oh, that's bad. Maybe you destroy bullets when you're fully powered, or... No? Is it only when you're... Hold on a second. Good old Taito homing lasers. They love their homing lasers. I'm beginning to think you only destroy bullets when you're No? I'm destroying bullets right now. I don't really understand what happened there. Like, oh, whenever I do my charge, it leaves some object on the playfield. That's weird. Confused me. That was a bad idea. Yeah, so what I just realized is this ship's charge meter charges up really fast. So you really need to use that to your advantage. Oh, and as you kill enemies, it even continues to rise as you're killing enemies with your burst. I didn't know that. That's important. That's very, very important. Wow. Okay. I feel like if I gave this ship another go, I would do much better, because now I understand how it works. Yeah, look at this. That's crazy. Okay, I get it. This boss sucks, too. Hey, Girl Geek, how are you doing? Ooh, so pretty. Hey, did it without dying. Yeah, what I found Shinsam Smoke is every boss is giving me problems when I first got to it. But the more I'm playing through the game, like, the less the bosses give me trouble. Yeah, Kevin, the small enemies on that boss, they absorb a lot of hits. But normally, small enemies just take, like, one hit to kill. I guess you've never seen the Darius series before. It's all about the fish. The space fish. Warning, mind your head when leaving. What's cool about this game is it does support the arcade dual monitor setup. So if you have two monitors hooked up to your PC, put them side by side and in a nice, you know, straight line, and you can play the game stretched out. It's really cool. Yeah, that would be really nice. Play this on that monitor. That would be really cool. That Samsung monitor. No, Kevin, the endings are based on the route. So the end zone is always a different ending. We'll play it on hard. We're gonna get absolutely destroyed here. We'll go back to the guidance Silverhawk. Yeah, so when I play this game, I usually just play the easy routes, because that's what I'm comfortable with. Everything else is just like a bad idea for me. So kind of like Deathsmiles, where it ended on a really bad note, it'll be the same thing for this game. Do you get a happy ending in hard mode? Probably not. It's Darius. It's all depressing endings. Ow. I didn't see that coming. Oh no, I remember this part. Wait, no, I don't. We'll take the bottom routes, which is generally the hardest. Oh jeez, it's got some G Darius music. G Darius, I wasn't really a fan of the soundtrack, but I can say it's pretty trippy. Nice. First, that wasn't really bad at all. Is hard mode secretly easy mode? That should have been way rougher than it was. Is the great thing the boss of this route? I mean, that thing is always pretty great. So the great thing is the infamous, like, whale boss that takes forever to kill. It's in a bunch of Darius games, if not all of them. Alright, well this will be fun. There it is. Oof. Oh, it's a G Darius remix. Oops. Well, not too bad for a first try on the hard route. Oh. I don't like those blue lasers. I don't like those purple lasers either. Aside from the melancholic music, I guess it was a happy ending. Right on, Girl Geek. Yeah, I haven't actually played the EX mode. I've just been playing the standard arcade mode. Oh, I see. Oh, geez. Horizontal scrolling cute 'em up. Yeah, there's a bunch that could qualify for that. I'm not sure which one it is. Oh, that's right. I totally forgot about the EX mode. EX for expert, I guess. Well, let's see what this is like. Okay. I guess I'm just gonna play it safe and do my bread and butter. I'm a little scared. Alright, this will be our last game. And I might not even go all the way through because I'm just gonna credit feed like crazy. Lucky. No. Ah. Might have been fine if I didn't turn around. Underwater level, huh? Darius guidance style. Alright, we'll just credit feed our way to the end, and then that's going to be the end of the stream. Oh, I just ran into the pillar. Maybe now is actually a good time to stop. I think it's a good time to stop. Oh well, at least we tried. Yeah, I'm getting a little tired, Kevin. Mainly because I'm getting hungry again. Well, there you have it, guys. Some shmups on Steam. So, yeah, I think pretty good session. It was, pretty nice being on the 1cc Deathsmiles on stream. That was pretty awesome, because I had never done that before. And then, hope you guys enjoyed also seeing Mushihimesama and Dariusburst. These are all great shooters that I definitely recommend checking out if you're interested. Keep in mind that some of these, like Mushihimesama, and I think even Deathsmiles, they have novice modes as well. So if some of these games kind of like, you know, freak you out, you might still want to try them out, because they've got easy modes that I did not demonstrate. So, but yeah, I think I'm going to end it there. I thought about maybe switching over to other shooters, but I think what I'm going to do is do this theme occasionally, and I'll just pick a handful of shmups and just play them back to back like we did tonight. So we'll revisit this format in the future, and we'll do stuff like Ikaruga and Danmaku Unlimited and other stuff that captures well on OBS. So, oh, thanks, Silverside. I appreciate it. Yeah, and honestly, I don't know. I think I'm pretty crappy at shmups. You see, like, top level players play, and you're just in a totally different league, you know. But those people also usually only play shmups, or, you know, they focus on a single game. Whereas you guys know me, I'm playing all sorts of games all the time. So, thanks, Intival. I appreciate it. Take it easy, Kevin. So yeah, I'm going to go live on Twitch shortly after this. So for those of you guys that want to continue watching the stream, I'll be live over there. I'll post the link in the chat. And actually, I could probably put this joystick away. I'm trying to debate what I'm going to do, though. I might keep playing shmups. Actually, I might hook up the PS2 again, rotate my CRT TV. because I got another shmup in the mail today on PS2 called 12 Stag, which is actually also on Steam as 12 Zeal on Steam. I think it's 12 Zeal. It's either 12 Zeal or it's not Delta Zeal. I don't think it's X Zeal. No, definitely not X Zeal. X Zeal actually might be. That looks like Tri-Zeal. No. Definitely not. It might be 12 Zeal. Yeah. Yeah, no problem, Moonbeam. By the way, guys, if you guys want another retro streamer to check out Moonbeam Arcade. Click on. Well, I don't know if you can click on his name, but search for him on YouTube and help him out and subscribe to his channel, and over on Twitch as well. He just started streaming a little while ago, so go check that out. But yeah, I'll definitely be back with a shmup stream. Yeah, like I said, on Twitch, I'll probably do more shmups. I'll probably rotate my TV, bring out the table again, use my PS2 arcade stick. Oh, man. Ugh. Yeah, and I also want the Japanese PS2 out, because there's a couple of Japanese games I want to practice, like the Adventure Island remake, which I want to do a Let's Play on. So... But I also want to try out 12 Zeal, see how that works. Oh, man. But yeah, take it easy, guys. I'll see some of you over at Twitch. For those of you guys watching the archive, thanks for checking out the archive stream. Also, I'm going to flash by the Super Chatters again. And so thank you guys for your patronage. Sea Snake, what's going on? Well, Sea Snake, maybe I'll see you over at Twitch. I didn't know you were out there. He often watches over at Twitch. But yeah, we're also gonna show off those Patreon backers once again, so thank you guys, as usual, for your support. I appreciate it. I will post the link to my Twitch in the chat, even though it's also in the description. Remember that if you're ever looking for other places you can find me, you can always check the description, and you can find me there. My links are always there. So there's my Twitch account. Feel free to check that out. I'll be going live in a few minutes, but I'm probably going to have like a food break sign up, and I'll go get some food or something. Kevin, no, I have a Japanese system. I have a US system and a separate Japanese system. So... yeah, that's the easiest route to play Japanese games. It's just buy a Japanese system. I've got a lot of PS1 shmups, PS1 imports as well. So it's a 2-for-1 deal. I use the Japanese system for both PS2 and PS1 imports. Actually, there's some PS1 imports I wanted to practice as well for potential Let's Plays in the near future. And other video ideas. But, okay, yeah, take it easy, guys. Maybe I'll see some of you over at Twitch. And if not, thanks for watching. New Let's Play will be posted on Sunday, as always. And, yeah, so those of you guys on Patreon, you've already got access to this week's Let's Play that's going to be published on YouTube. And Patreon backers, you'll get next week's Let's Play, as usual, early. So... but yeah, thanks once again, guys. Have yourselves a good night, and I guess take it easy.